Hi Sagittarius, this is your reading, your love reading for May 2020. I did a pre-shuffle and we're gonna get right to it. So what is the love situation May 2020 for Sagittarius? We have the Two of Pentacles, balancing act. I think that you're in a situation with someone. Maybe it's your significant other, maybe you're married, maybe you have kids, and there's a lot going on right now with COVID. People are taking on a lot of roles. You could be, in addition to all your normal life roles, now you're also the teacher because your kids are home from school, or now you also have to have a home office. There's just a lot of balancing acts going on right now, and that might be affecting your relationship. Negative or positive, I don't know. Let's see, let's find out. Your partner is the Seven of Wands. I think that they also feel the tension, they feel the balancing acts going on, and they're kind of they're just barely hanging on. They're having a harder time with it than you. I think you're handling this with grace, and they're barely hanging on. It's been a lot more stressful for them than it has for you. Or not necessarily more stressful, but you're doing it with more grace. It looks like it's less stressful for you because you're used to this sort of thing. You are just handling it better on the outside. You also are this Star in reverse. So yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. And I think that maybe there might be some resentment being thrown your way because it's like, well, you don't have to worry about this, or you don't have to worry about that. But the truth is you have a lot to worry about. You just make it look better. You make it look easy, even though it's not. And there's some resentment being thrown your way, and you're not pleased about that, but it's also, I think you're also handling that gracefully. Your desires, King of Pentacles, or Knight of Pentacles, sorry, Knight of Pentacles. So you have a plan. You have a plan for all this. You're the one. You have your lights all out, and you're making the kids' schedules, or you're making a schedule for yourself, or you're coming up with suggestions and positive solutions on how to navigate these new waters, because everybody's life is changing. And I think that very much right now what's going on in a relationship is very material related and related to the change in schedule and the change of everything that's going on. And that's not something I've been saying for all the readings. It's definitely not, but it's a vibe I'm getting from your reading for sure. And you're the one coming up with plans and schedules and ways to make these better. And I think that it's coming from a place of you want things to be, and I think you want that from your partner as well. You want them to be on board with these things. Your partner is the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you take a much more structured approach to these things, and they are kind of like gung-ho and let's just cut through everything and let's just do this and let's do this and let's do that, but it's not working for them. It's a type of energy that's worked for them in the past, or it works for them normally during their day-to-day life, but now that things are different, they need a more structured approach, and they don't have it. And you're kind of offering these suggestions, and I don't think they're feeling it. And it's putting a strain on the relationship. Your challenges, the Ten of Wands reversed. You really feel like, listen, if we just do things a certain way, we can have more free time. You see this as an opportunity. If we just, make a plan and structure things, this could be an opportunity for us to spend more time together, more time than we ever would before, because, we're both working or whatever else, but we just need to set a couple things in place and then we'll be set up. But you can't, but that's not working out right now. So you just kind of feel burdened every day because it's just, you don't have cooperation. And your partner is the Ten of Pentacles reversed. They just feel like their whole world is falling apart. I think that they might be being a little dramatic. Maybe not though, maybe not, because it's Pentacles. They really feel like their whole world is falling apart. They might have, you know, lost some income because of this whole situation, and they're fearful that they're fearful that the domino, that, you know, one thing will lead to the next, and that it's, I think that it's, in a way, it's positive this is in reverse like this, because they are fearful of the effect this is having on their relationship, and they're scared. And sometimes when we're scared, it makes things worse, right? Because then anger comes out and resentment, and then the thing we fear ends up coming true. It ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. But, you know, recognize that if there is someone in your life who's angry or resentful, that's usually comes from a place of fear and sadness. And maybe if you address that fear and sadness with them, help ease their fears, that could actually be the positive turnaround that you're looking for. The outcome, you have the Devil reversed. So I think that there's something holding you back, or holding your person back. It could be, you know, some sort of addiction, or just even, you know, even just holding on to a certain way of doing things that they did in the past, that you're going to be able to either break yourself free from, or break them free from. Again, you know, you have this organized way of doing it, everything, and maybe the thing here is that you both need to break away a little bit. You need to give a little, and they need to give a little, and you're going to recognize that, and you're going to help both of you break free to come to a positive solution and to more cooperation in order to make things work during this time, so it takes the stress off the relationship. And their outcome, the Two of Wands, they're going to take a turn for the better. They're going to start to see the value of what you bring to the situation in terms of organization, and they're going to come up with new ideas of their own, so that you can come together and cooperating in new ways to make things easier for the both of you. And they're going to turn around. You're going to help them do that, and they're going to come up with even new possibilities that you hadn't thought of. I like maybe a blend of their energy and yours, and I think it's ultimately going to be for the benefit of the relationship, and maybe even something that helps you after this, that helps you in the future, that kind of turns things around for the relationship as a whole. So I'm just going to look for a further clarifier on the outcome of the situation with the Return of Spirit Oracle deck. So what is the outcome here? Sagittarius, May 2020. Surfacing. Yeah, so I feel like, I don't think it's not necessarily you surfacing, it's not necessarily them, but I think that there's going to be, it's like, you know, your way of doing things here and their way of doing things here, and you've been kind of riding along this energy, and you've been fine in doing things your own separate ways, and it worked. But now, because the thing's kind of coming to a head, you're going to come together, and this new way of doing things, that is your way of doing things together, is what's going to surface out of this and become the new normal. It's going to become the new normal for you guys, and it's gonna make you guys stronger and help you in the future. I think it's gonna be a positive. It's gonna take some doing, and it's gonna be hard. Like, a lot of things are really hard for a lot of people right now, but ultimately it's going to pave the way for new and better things. I hope that May 2020 brings you good things, as does the rest of the year, and the choices are always up to you. Don't forget that. And thank you for listening.